Boxprachna.
How many gender identities are there? According to some, the number of gender identities is not fixed and cannot be exhaustively quantified, as gender is increasingly understood as a spectrum rather than a set of discrete categories. Traditional views of gender typically recognize only two identities, male and female, based on biological sex. However, contemporary understandings of gender hold that gender is a complex interplay of culture, identity, expression, and biology, and not merely a binary concept. Consequently, the question of how many gender identities are there yields varying answers depending on individual beliefs and cultural understandings. Key points to understand the multiplicity of gender identities include non-binary and genderqueer identities. These are umbrella terms for gender identities that do not fit within the traditional binary of male or female. Non-binary individuals may experience their gender as lying somewhere in between male and female, as a combination of both, or as entirely outside of these categories. Cultural specificity. Many cultures around the world recognize more than two genders. For example, some indigenous cultures in North America have long recognized the existence of two-spirit individuals, a term that encompasses a variety of gender identities and roles. Similarly, cultures in South Asia have the Hijra community, and some societies in Oceania have the Fa-Fa-Fin. Ancient Jews, moreover, used the concepts anerogenos, meaning double sex, and tomatom, meaning doubtful sex, to speak of certain classes of people, although it is not clear they understood these terms specifically as genders. These examples illustrate that the recognition of multiple gender identities is not new, but has been part of human cultural diversity for centuries. Fluidity and diversity. Some individuals experience their gender identity as fluid, meaning it can change over time, while others do not. Moreover, for others, gender may be non-conforming, transcending traditional notions of what it means to be male or female, while others strictly hold to either male or female. Personal identification and labels. The labels and terms people use to describe their gender identities are diverse and continually evolving. Some may choose labels like agender, without gender, bigender, identifying as two genders, demigender, partially identifying with a gender, and more. Others may eschew labels altogether. Limitations of language. Language and terminology can often lag behind or fail to encapsulate the nuances of individual experiences. As society's understanding of gender evolves, so too does the language we use to discuss it. What is most important is not the label or the number of identities, but the acknowledgement and respect for persons regardless of each person's self-identified gender. Social and legal recognition. While social recognition of the spectrum of gender identities is growing, legal recognition varies widely across different countries and regions. Some places officially recognize non-binary or third gender options in legal documents, while others do not. Given the deeply personal nature of gender identity and the cultural, temporal, and linguistic variations in understanding and expressing gender, the number of gender identities is not finite or easily catalogued. The uncertainty as regards the number of gender identities, then, is a testament to the complexity of the human experience and the diversity of how individuals understand and express themselves. The focus in discussions about gender identity is often less on quantifying the identities and more on ensuring respect, dignity, and legal rights for all individuals, regardless of how they identify.
Boxprachna.